Hello, everyone, and welcome to Session 3 of Roll of Adventure, Entering Madness. First things first, do apologize. We are an hour late due to technical difficulties, but we are here once again, ready to play some more D&D. As always, I am Zell, your DM and storyteller extraordinaire for this session. Why don't we go down the list? Ezreal, why don't you introduce yourself again for the people?
Hey, I'm Jace. I play Ezreal, our local doctor. Yes, and that's pretty much the entire personality of Ezreal. So I'm gonna give it to Elodine, or like Josie, who plays Elodine. Go on.
Hey, thanks for that introduction. I'm Josie, MJ. I play Elodine. I am our Fire Genasi artificer. I'm the engineer of the group. I've got my little homunculus sidekick that is just a, built together kind of golem of scrap pieces that I've picked up. Not really picked up. It was magic. But she hangs out and acts like she built it anyway. I'm bringing it over to Teo.
Hi, I'm Dee. I'm playing the character Teo. He is a Polystrong Warlock who just met his patron for the second time ever. So I have no idea who his patron is. He's gonna find out. I'll pass it on over to James.
Oh.
This time.
That's weird. I hear them, but I can't see them. Can anyone roll a perception check to see if they actually see Uruk this time?
Oh. Let me see. Let me roll. That's a 15.
You get guidance.
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Oh God.
All right, so we have the disembodied voice of a rogue today.
Oh no! Oh, I never added my thing. I guess I got a 17 technically if I added my 2.
Yeah. All right, so as a DM, it's an automatic critical hit with a plus 50 for being God, so I can see it.
There I am. Nah, but I still like that cricket avatar though. Might steal that.
All right.
Please.
All right. And as a heads up, Briston, who plays Persepha, our water Genasi sorceress, she is not here today due to other things, so we are playing with the crew of 5. And as always, we'll have someone combat pilot Persepha if the need arises.
Oh, actually, yeah. Roll a d6.
Oh, yes, I will. That's a 2.
Hey, oh well, not James.
James can roll a d6 now.
Can you? Can you? How do you feel about that?
All right.
Okay. You're right. There's another way we could do it.
All right. So, allow us to enter back into the scene. Stop the music. All right. The party has arrived at the listless surveyor. So, as a recap, the party arrived at the listless surveyor. They entered it and started exploring Upon reaching the main deck from their entry point of one of the 4 decks, they found a crew member. However, upon closer inspection, the crew member was muttering mad words as his mind has been completely lost to whatever is on the ship. What resulted is a combat between the party and the crew members afflicted by madness. Closer exploration discovered that they found the spelljammer who was in charge of the ship dead by her own blade, and a couple notes that indicate something that might have happened. After that, the party decided to descend deeper into the listless surveyor, reaching the mid and cargo decks in the hopes of finding the artifact they're tasked with searching and a hopefully alive Professor Anders.
Yeah.
And that's where the scene will open. The party apparently turned into a bunch of wings. So the party descends into the mid deck, the cargo deck. And as you descend down, the air feels heavy. Not like the normal heaviness of being like in an enclosed ship, the air pocket might be worn out. It feels spiritually and mentally heavy. There's a presence here that you can all feel like in the core of your being that is wrong. Something's here that doesn't belong on your plane of existence. Something here is doing something that is unnatural. You understand that the artifact you're looking for causes madness, but this feels beyond. This feels worse than madness. There's something else here, and you're not sure what. And again, as you descend, there are no bodies. There are signs of combat, but again, you see the gouge marks on the walls, on the floor, of where, instead of cleaning up the blood, they gouged it out of the wood itself, as if they still needed to use it for whatever is happening. But beyond that, as you all sit here and descend down, it's silent. All you can hear is the slight creaking of the ship itself as it's adrift upon the stars.
So, if we've got this door here, and then we've got 2 more doors down the hallway, do we want to kind of just split up and like do our check that we were doing yesterday? That seemed to be pretty okay. Everybody choose a door.
So these doors are... Actually, hold on. Let me make a mark for you guys. There's
Oh, yeah.
only one that has a keyhole.
Only one. But we have a master key, it looks like.
Due to their bad security practices, yeah. Oops.
Oh no!
You didn't see nothing.
Nothing happened. Well, that was the floor above us. Yeah. Yes.
All right,
Oh.
you do your thing. You touch the door. It illuminates, and you look through the keyhole, and what you see is this. The beds seem to be better than the usual beds around, and you have a feeling that these are some kind of crew quarters, perhaps an officer's quarters. The door is not locked. All right, you open the door. As the door opens, the light illuminates the rest of the room, and it is officers' quarters of some kind, but no officers.
Okay.
Can I
Um,
push in and examine it for signs of either a struggle, what the room was being used for in addition to officers' quarters? Because it doesn't, have they been sleeping? Do they need to sleep? Is whatever's affecting them keeping them from falling asleep, etc.?
All right. So as you enter the officer's quarter, give me an investigation check. As you look around,
yes, it would be.
the beds aren't made, which they haven't been made for a while. They're tussled, but there's no sense of a struggle in this room. In fact, a lot of their personal effects are still here in the footlocker in the bed.
Elodine is like, I don't want to look at that. This is a tiny, tiny ass room.
Can I go through one of them?
Yeah.
I guess the one here
Yeah.
closest to me.
Yeah. So you pop open the footlocker as you paw around. You find
I see
a gold purse with 7 gold in it.
Mm.
Alongside that, wrapped carefully into some packaging, you find 4 potions of healing.
Ooh.
Okay. 7
Oh,
gold
yeah.
and 4 potions of healing. Yeah, I'm gonna pocket 1 but hand the rest of them off. Gold 2.
All right. But other than that, as you kind of paw through the footlocker, it's just changes of clothes. You see, kind of carefully and neatly folded up and pressed is an officer's uniform, like kind of the navy blues. So yeah, so if you pocket that, it's a set of fine clothes, and you make a note that they're a naval officer clothes.
A disguise.
And yeah.
Okay.
Let me make a roll.
Can I take several minutes to just put them on?
It'd be awkward, because these are clearly sized
Would you,
for a show race, a halfling, or a gnome, or a
They're
dwarf.
not gonna fit me. All right. Well. Nope, not for me then. Yeah.
Word.
What about the other footlocker? Is there a normal?
It's a very similar deal. You find a Noli coin purse with 10 gold, and only 1 potion of healing this time.
Pass that off to doctor. Gold included.
Wait, what
But
was
it's the
it?
same deal. This time, though, the naval officer uniform is human-sized. It fits you pretty well.
I'm gonna change into that. I'm gonna just
Alright.
dump the other one on the floor.
You're like, I like
did you
this
hand over
one.
to
It
me?
fits better.
What did you hand over?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
4 potions of healing
4?
and 17 gold.
Yes,
To
4.
me, the gold. Okay.
I don't know. Buy us some
Okay.
supplies for, I don't know, cause.
The doctor's got to take an oath, so clearly the doctor's the most trustworthy one to hold the money.
Yeah.
I don't want the money.
But other than that, the officers' quarters are actually pretty austere. There's no wall decorations, there's no rugs. It seems like this was literally just a place for them to come and sleep, and that's it.
Okay. Ezreal pushes Yurik aside and makes the bed for them, even though there's no one here.
Sweet.
The beds are now tight and neat and made.
They're beautiful.
Alright, Elodine is like, okay, next door.
Yay.
There.
Oh, okay.
So it opens with a creak. And what's your passive perception?
Oh. Mine's
13.
a 12. I don't know, but I'm not in there right next to him, I guess.
Passive
myself a
perception.
I just
14.
needed Xyler's.
Oh,
My
okay.
passive
Just need
perception is
Xyler's.
14.
Good to know.
Xyler, you open the door with a gentle creak, and you hear the soft sounds of snoring.
Sneakily.
I would very much like to sneak in there right now. Can I get a look at them? Like they say, what is it? Corrupted? Is there like
Yep.
Well,
is there signs of like their eyes are dark circled? Like what?
So they are the same as the initial man you found. Their skin is ghostly pale. Their veins are very blackened. You can't see it now because their eyes are closed, but their eyes are very like roomy and cataractic,
Okay.
almost. But they look bad. But they are snoring softly as they are sleeping in these hammocks.
I had a makeup kit or a disguise kit. There it is. I would like to, use the small props and cosmetics to change my appearance to look a little bit more like them.
Okay. How long does that take?
It does not say. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency modifier, proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to create a visual disguise. So I guess I
Okay.
would just basically be doing my face.
I'd say make a sleight of hand check with the kit.
19, and then I can add my +2. So, well, no, it's already got my proficiency bonus in there for sleight of hand. So 19.
All right. You peek in using everyone else's descriptions and what you can see. You dab your face, and you look like one of the corrupted Bilgers.
Now you'll have to forgive me because I was out last week. Have I heard them speak, or did they just kind of like
They mumble madness.
anything specific, or can I just mumble?
The one that talked to you guys spoke about how could he see us if he has no eyes? How can he control us if he has no mouth? How can he speak to us if he has no tongue?
that's right.
Stuff like that. They would still be unwilling because they're asleep and you're casting a spell on them. No. Yeah, no, they are asleep, but they are still unaware of you casting a spell on them, so.
Have we seen them communicate with each other?
Not in the interactions you've had with them. Granted, the interactions you've had with them, they were trying to kill you.
This is rough. I look like them, but I don't know how to talk like them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna. Go ahead.
If I sneak in, would I be able to get a blood sample?
You can certainly try.
Can you pass your tools off to me, and I can give it a shot?
Can everybody
Yeah,
look at
maybe.
their spell slots and see if anybody has like holding, make them still, make it so they can't move, anything like that that we can cast first?
I look like them, and I can jibber jabber. That's all I got. I don't have magic.
Okay. That would just freeze them. But that would also wake them up probably as an attack. And all I've got is
So far
mending
these guys have
message
been,
and
like-
produce flame, so.
And some of these guys have been like kill on sight, so I don't know if we can help them.
Okay. Maybe. But, I mean, I don't necessarily assume that the doc wants their blood for helping them reasons.
Well, yeah, it's to figure out what the hell's going on. Because they're.
My
Let's just
my
see if we
culture
can.
stealth,
Check
so I'm
if they're
gonna.
undead. I mean,
Ezreal, do you have the equipment out in your hand waiting?
sure, I have it.
Uh-oh.
I have
I'm
it
gonna
ready, but,
grab
like,
it and I'm gonna walk in, shut the door behind me, and I'm gonna hit up
Buddy!
corrupted
First.
B.
First, make a stealth check.
Oh, yeah. Or sleight of hand, right?
No, make a stealth check as you enter the room. And close the door.
60.
Oh.
All right.
Are these the ones that explode?
So
Not
you
killing
are
them.
successful in your stealth.
Oh
They
my
are.
God.
You close the door gently. It gets a little darker in the room, but you have your elf dark vision, so it's fine. Make a sleight of hand check to draw blood.
14.
So, you pull the tools out. You get ready to draw blood, and the moment the needle kind of hits their skin, the one that you're drawing from stirs. And then they move, and then their eyes open, and they stare at you.
He has no eyes. He can't see us.
Their eyes narrow. And they look at you, and they look at your officer's uniform. They look back at you.
He has no tongue.
Are you speaking loudly, or are you whispering?
I'm whispering. I'm just very nervous in real life.
Yeah.
Starting to sweat.
He sits up. He looks at you closer. At this point, you hear the other hammock creak as the other one starts to stir.
How does he sleep with out of bed?
I'm gonna need you to make a deception check at disadvantage now.
14.
He mutters to himself. The officers are dead. But they're alive. They're in front of me, but they're dead. Take on more, then more join his fold. The captain would know. And he starts to like kind of scratch his neck. The captain knows. The captain would bring more into the fold.
The captain does know.
The captain. And you're able to draw blood now as he's kind of like starting to draw into his own madness. The captain brings more officers, more leaders, more people for the flock, more to assist him, more to carry out the orders. The orders of the tongueless king, the eyeless terror. And they start to get a little more agitated, but you're able to retrieve a blood sample.
I would like to leave, please.
Okay. Yeah, you can step out. I'm gonna need to know this. Who's by the door in the hallway?
Ah, shit.
I moved away. I'm at the end of it. Like where I'm at in the group is where I'm at.
As Auric opens the door, it sneaks out, but Xyler, the one that Auric wasn't interacting with, kind of his eyes snap to the door, and you two make eye contact briefly as the door closes.
Oh, no.
Heterochromia?
That's it, yeah.
Oh.
But that eye contact is made, Xyler, and then as the door closes, you guys kind of hear two sets of feet hit the ground in the door, in the room, and then the door opens. The one you drew the blood sample from, Auric, is standing there, and he looks at you. Him and his companion look at you and look at the rest of your party, and he looks at you and he points to you, Auric. More flock for the captain. You bring them
More-
to the captain to join the flock. he puts his arm and he stiff arms the door and holds it open. To the captain. We go to the captain.
Yes, take us to the captain.
Receive orders from the captain.
Yes, and I make sure that he leaves without the other one. Like, take us to the captain, and if he leaves the room, I'm gonna shut the door behind him.
They are like close to each other. They're both like
Oh.
gripping like sharp pieces of glass and wood. As one takes the lead here, and the other one kind of goes to the back of the party. But he looks at you. And he looks at you, Teo, and he goes, "You'll see the one without eyes brings happiness."
Yeah, I was gonna say, is she hidden?
Not at the moment. But the one in the back kind of knocks on this other door. And he speaks up. More for the flock. Bring to the captain. A ritual of the captain. And the door opens. And you see two more people kind of walk out. These ones, they don't look the same as the corrupted ones. But these ones are the ones where they have the self-scarification, like they've cut on themselves, they've scarred themselves, kind of that way. Like very much like Reavers from Firefly.
Oh shit.
Nope, none matches the description of Professor Anders or Captain Nichols.
I would like to walk up to, I think that's A? The one at the front? B, sorry, B.
Yep.
Be the one in the back.
Yeah. I'm going to, I still have that river rock from our first mission, that really round, perfectly smooth one, and I just want to show him my rock. And
He
I'm
looks-
I'm gonna pull him, you know, to the side real quick, probably like over here. I just want to show him the rock.
He makes no indication. He's still kind of like scratching his neck and muttering, looking around. We have to go to the captain. The captain.
The captain
Captain
will want to
will
know
know.
about this. He'll want to see this. This is important.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage. But the rest of the party, as Oric is pulled aside the one, they're kind of being herded forward by the other three in the back.
I was gonna say, can I like sneak around this way?
You can't sneak around because they know you're there, but you can
Well,
definitely...
can I just like slowly move and not be like, just kind of move into this room? Is it possible to do that without
you
getting
could-
attacked?
Yeah. They aren't hostile at the moment, but they
At the
definitely
moment.
seem to be trying to herd you into the other room.
Into this room, cool.
Yeah.
Can I look
Um,
around this big room and now that I'm in it?
It's the similar to other rooms you've seen. The signs of a struggle have been removed. There have been gouge marks, except for the hatch leading down to the steerage deck.
I noticed that.
There's blood, which is the first time you've seen blood-stained wood. But Oric, as you try to convince this man the importance of your rock, he does not make eye contact with you. He's still looking around. He starts to like kind of move towards the other door. The
I'll
captain-
follow him.
Captain will know. The captain.
I'll make. Basically, I just want to get him away from every. Is this 5 feet from anyone? Or nobody else within 5 feet?
Yeah.
Perfect. I want to stab him.
All right. Well, first things first. Go ahead and make an attack roll at advantage, and you can apply your sneak attack.
Yes, that was what I was. So I'm going to use rakish audacity. That means that as long as no one is within 5 feet of my target, I get sneak.
Okay.
I'm gonna, 18, 24, but I'm gonna roll again to see if I get a crit. I do not. So 24 to hit.
24 hits.
So we've got 7 plus 9.
All right.
16.
The first thing I'm going to need you to do is make a dexterity saving throw.
Ugh, gross. Okay.
You take 11 necrotic damage.
I am going
As
to die.
you stab right through the builder's neck, and he goes. He just kind of like reaches for you, trying to like clasp at your neck, and then his body slumps, and then you watch as it just kind of bulges and expands and explodes in that corruptive mist. At that point, the rest of the crew behind you, they see what happens. They pull their weapons and they start shouting. And one other thing.
One other thing, that's not enough?
Okay. We can, yeah, on her initiative she can do that.
Initiative,
But
for sure.
the door gets kicked open, and out walks a furbolg wielding a
no.
great sword. He looks bad.
Oh, no.
Almost as if his lips, kind of like, the mouth of Sauron from episode 3, or the third movie of the trilogy. He kind of has that no lip feel. Definitely has a lot of scarification. Furbolgs are furry, but his fur is like very patchy. And he kind of stabs that sword down and he points. I thought I smelled rats on my ship.
The only
Everyone roll
rat's you.
initiative.
Oh, boy.
Where was that natural 20 earlier?
All right. Ezreal, what's your initiative?
7.
Auric, what's your initiative?
27.
Teo, what's your initiative?
14.
All right. Xyler, what's your initiative? Persephone, what's your initiative? Elodine, what's your initiative?
12.
All right. Let me just organize this real fast.
That's a choke point. Only one at a time.
Yeah.
I might need some assistance with the captain, but I think I can swashbuckle him.
For sure, for sure. I was
Yeah, I
gonna
think
say
I
we
can,
can't have too many people on the captain.
I have one spell left for a crowd control spell.
All right.
Well, not crowd control, just kill crowd faster spell.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
All right. Top of the order of round 1 with Auric. You're up. You cough, clear that explosive from you when the man exploded when you stabbed him, and you're staring down at this very tall, muscle-bound, scarred individual of Captain Nichols.
Yeah, so I have 2 questions. The first of which is, are those squares accurate to 5 feet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a movement of 30, that's 5, 10, and that puts me within range. Is a healing potion a bonus action or action?
It is a bonus. If you're drinking it yourself, any potions are a bonus action. If you're feeding the potion, it's an action.
I would love to drink a potion, please.
Go right ahead.
Those are 2d4?
Yep, 2d4 plus 2 or 4, whatever potion healing is.
7 plus
Alright.
whatever the...
Yeah, I think it's 4, so
Okay.
it'd be 11.
That puts me right back where I was. I'm very excited about that.
You drink the potion, it tastes like a high C ecto cooler, as we determined last session.
Yes. Okay, perfect. I do miss that. That's a blast of nostalgia. I am then going to walk carefully up to the captain And I'm gonna
Okay.
swashbuckle him. So I'm gonna make an attack.
All right. You do not have advantage to attack because he's very aware of your presence now.
Yes, but there's no one else within 5 feet of him, so I
Yep.
still get like sneak.
All right. The 21
21?
does hit.
So I'm gonna roll some rapier. That's 8 plus. Oof. That is 13. And then I
Alright.
have a feature called Fancy Footwork.
Okay.
During your turn, if I make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make an opportunity attack against me for the rest of my turn.
Okay.
So I'm gonna back it up.
All right. So you dash in, you stab him in one of the chinks in his breastplate armor, and then you step backwards.
Yes, probably here, so I can keep that
Okay.
rakish audacity. If he
All
comes
right.
for me, cool. If not, that's great. There's somebody between me and him, and I can still sneak attack him.
All right. Xyler, you are up. Okay. If you have a ruler, yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I have a little homunculus, alright.
14 does not hit. It bounces off his breastplate. All right, go right ahead. It does not connect at all. You hit him with the breastplate and it clangs off, and you swing with the sickle and it kind of like grabs your wrist as you go to swing, and you manage to pull your wrist out just in time. But he looks at you, and you can see in his eyes, just that spark of a intelligence, like a martially intelligent fighter who has succumbed to madness. Is that your turn?
I will
Captain-
continue to gorilla fight him.
Captain Nichols looks at you, Xyler, and he'd sneer at you if he had his lips still. He just kind of glares at you and he goes, "I'll deal with you later." And he snaps his vision towards your back line. And you watch as his entire being is engulfed with mist and he disappears. And then he reappears right here.
No!
Oh. Yikes.
My plan is ruined.
He takes his greatsword and he swings it at Elodine.
Okay.
That is going to be an 8 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit. Yay.
You dodge, and on that backswing, he swings it at Teo. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Oh
That
no.
hits.
You are going to take 15 slashing damage as this greatsword bites into your shoulder and cuts all the way through with its like wickedly serrated edge.
1-5.
1-5, 15.
Stressing me out, man.
Barely.
All right, but that is going to be his turn. Teo, you're up.
So if I back up 5 feet, it's like an opportunity attack, right?
Yes, unless you use a disengage action.
Okay. I am going to. You know what? F it. Let's go. Um,
Let's go, girls.
yeah, I'll just do that. The spell. So after getting hit by that, I think you kind of see. He opens his eyes, kind of like. His iris is widened, and his mouth opens. And when his mouth opens, the same like starlight magic comes out of his mouth, and goes like around here-ish, and you see another boom, and he has Teo cast Shatter.
Excellent. Where is it centered?
Here. I don't know if
Okay.
I can-
Yeah.
All right, and what's its range, radius?
10 feet. Actually, guys, center on batting crew A.
Okay. Does it affect friendlies? It's an AoE spell.
It's an AoE spell, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll say only Persephone would get caught in that. So
it's 3d8s.
what's the save? Is there a save?
14 con save.
14 on save. So the crew members are gonna make their save first. 14 con. All right, both crew members failed. The Bilger is gonna make the save now. Bilger rolled a 15. And now Captain Nichols is gonna make a save.
Oof.
That's a fail. He failed. So,
On saves, they take half.
yep, okay. So all but the Bilger failed. And then what did
Sorry,
Persephone roll?
Persephone. Oh!
Ooh.
How much
20.
damage?
Ah,
20 damage?
damn.
Okay. Christ. So you watch as that starlight erupts from Teo. He snaps his fingers and just by the mast and crew and everything, they just kind of you hear you know when Boba Fett's seismic charge goes off? That sound. That boom. And you just watch as both crew members, combating crew A and B, just almost get blasted apart. Like they are caught in the middle of an explosion. Their face and flesh is just like torn from them as their bodies are thrown into the wall and crumpled and very, very dead.
Shit, yeah.
The Bilger. The explodey boy.
The one left that's gonna
Yeah,
explode.
I did not know that.
Oh no, we should have told you.
So I'm gonna do it. Nichols failed. You just look. It was behind him, so like his back is kind of shorn, but he still stands. The Bilger doesn't though. I'm gonna need Teo, Eladine, and Captain Nichols all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oy.
Yeah, this is fine.
Save.
Ooh.
Not bad, not bad.
Where did you find those? Those are nice.
Nichols saves.
I'll send you the link to the extension.
Do you guys see when do you guys see what I roll? Do you see my dice when I roll?
Sometimes
that's
when it works.
lame.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So Teo and Eladine, what you roll in your dex save?
I did an 18. Elodine
I
did.
got a 4.
All right. So Teo, you're gonna take 10 necrotic damage from the Bilger exploding. Eladine,
Teo
you're
is-
down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eladine, you're
no.
gonna take 5.
5 damage.
Yeah.
No,
No, no,
But-
this is
We
fine.
did not.
This is fine.
But-
no, no.
should
in
have thrown a
that-
bomb in there when they were asleep or something.
Yeah, that should have
But
been the
in
shatter.
that one move, both sides suffer losses.
Oof.
The remainder of the crew is literally, they look as if they've been Thanos snapped. Nickel's back is shorn, but you notice as you look down the hallway, Persephone is slumped on the wall unconscious.
Oh no.
And as Teo, he has that brief smirk as his shatter goes off, but then he looks, his eyes widen as the mist erupts around him, and he is thrown down unconscious also.
How does Captain Nichols look?
Bad, bloodied.
Oh,
He's
this is
considered
good.
bloodied. Yeah.
This is good.
Elodine, you're up.
Okay, let's see. I closed my character sheet. I apologize, guys. Opening it back up. Okay, so I would like to have my map up so I can see you guys too. Sorry guys, my whole thing just like stopped working. Here we go. I am right behind the captain. I am going to use my gauntlets on my armor.
Okay.
I'm going to use thunder. Oh, I can use one with a strength. So each of the armor's gauntlets counts as a simple melee weapon while you aren't holding anything. It deals 1d8 thunder damage. A creature hit by this gauntlet has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, they're taunt gauntlets basically.
Yeah. Okay, let's do.
There should be one that has strength and
gauntlet.
intelligence, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, the one artificer I played is armorer, so I do know them decently well. What'd you roll to
I
hit?
rolled a nat 1.
Oh. Yeah. You go to punch him, and you look up, and you realize your punch didn't do anything. And he just kind of smirks at you as he pulls his serrated greatsword up and starts to aim it at you.
Can I do a bonus action still?
Yeah, go right ahead.
On that one? Cool. I'm going to use my 2-weapon fighting, and I does a 21 hit with my dagger.
Yes.
Cool. Takes 4 damage.
All right. As he is smirking at this, you slice up and you kind of catch him on the bottom of the cheek, and his smirk. It's hard to tell what he's doing with his mouth because it's all you see is his teeth.
Gross.
But yeah, is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
All right, it's the crew's turn, but they're all dead, so it's Ezreal's turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay. As a action, I cast inflict wounds on our little friend, Captain Nichols.
Okay. You have to be right up on it, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah,
Touch
it's
spell.
yeah.
I take one step first.
Okay. All right.
I
Roll to hit.
let's roll 2 hits. Oh my god. Okay, that's. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna hit. It's a 12.
What'd you roll? 12 does not hit,
6.
unfortunately. Your what does your inflict wounds look like?
It looks like I don't know. It looks like
Jace?
a few cool stars that
Okay.
shoot out, but they're just like sparkles, so they don't do anything.
Okay. All right. So
and
your hand is wreathed in these. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh. No, you can describe it. I just
Okay.
have like
Yeah,
something else I want to do with my turn.
Yeah, so your hand is wreathed in these sparkles and stars as you go to thrust them into the captain, but nothing happens.
I'm picturing like
Unfortunately.
the Sailor Moon costume change stars as she's just like reaching out to inflict wounds. Just something that's like fun and nice, not being fun and nice.
All right, and what else did you do in Ezreal?
Um, as a bonus action, I want to use Spare the Dying on Seo.
Inflict wounds is an action, right?
Yeah, but Spare the Dying is a bonus action
Oh, okay.
for me.
That's very dying. It was an action. My bad.
Yeah,
For
no,
you,
I have,
okay, that's
like,
right. You're a
for
cleric.
me
Okay.
because yeah.
All right.
So
So you use one hand in one movement. You use one hand to kind of distract the captain. The other one kind of lean down and touch Teo
oh no,
on
this
the
isn't.
forehead.
This is a 30 feet thing, so I can just.
Okay.
He just is fine.
All right. And you send more of your magic towards Teo, and Teo, you are still unconscious, but your wounds are stabilized and you're no longer bleeding out. So
Yay.
you are out
No problem.
until you have a chance to rest or until someone heals you. But you don't need to make death saves, so yay.
Best doctor ever.
Yay.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. That is back to the top of the order of round 2. Auric, you're up again.
So I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15 here.
Mhm.
Because he is the only creature within 5 feet of me. My rakish audacity will let me get that sneak attack again.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him the old stabby stab. Oof,
All right.
that's not gonna hit. So I'm gonna have to.
Bounces off his breastplate.
Yep, I'm gonna have to use the 2-weapon fighting.
Okay.
Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit.
No sneak, but a total of 4 damage.
Excellent. He's looking worse for wear. That's for certain. But he is still standing. Is that your turn?
I am going to use fancy footwork
Ooh.
to
Mhm.
back it back up again.
Back
Back
it
now.
up.
Back it
Because I
up.
did 15. I just minimized it. I'm so sorry. Alright, 5, 10, 15. That's all 30 of my movement.
You dash in, hit him once, and you dash back out and hit and run tactics. And he kind of looks back and he points at you, Auric. You have a feeling that you are slowly earning his ire.
Oh, piss him off.
That is the plan.
Xyler, you are up.
There. Yeah. I would like to move that 30 feet. Come on. Grab my token. And point ping, token browser, overlays, draw. I just take that off? Yeah, that's what I gotta do. It's right there. And I just want to attack
Okay.
with my hand axe, if that's alright.
All
Is
right, go
that
ahead.
just standard? Standard. And
Yeah,
axe
there's no
plus
flanking.
3. Roll that. Well, that's a 5. That's not going to do anything.
5 it does not hit, unfortunately.
Bonus action. The second attack. Just with my offhand thing. Where is my pickle? There we go. Plus 3. Sorry about all that. That's a 14. Damn.
14
Okay,
does
so
not
I'm
hit.
just scratching at his back and missing. That's all I'm gonna be able to do. Just hang out right there and kick ass.
All right, it's Heather Nichols' turn. Does he recharge?
Oh,
Does not
what?
recharge. All right.
I gotta start landing hits, guys. We gotta start landing hits.
He looks at those of you gathered around him, and he gives a slight smirk, and he turns to
Tenderwave.
Ezreal with his sword as he uses his reckless attack on Ezreal, so he gets advantage on the attack.
Objection. No.
That is an 18 to hit.
Oh,
Ouch.
Oh
Ouch.
my gosh.
Ouch.
All right. You're gonna take 12 slashing damage from his serrated greatsword.
12?
Are you still up?
Yeah, I'm still up. Oh,
Oh, nice.
He growls as he swings at you again. He is an intelligent enemy. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
yeah, ouch.
well, there goes our medic.
Yeah.
Less damage. That is going to be 7 damage.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh no.
So he draws the blade out of Ezreal, and as she's recovering, he swings it down again, and you watch as Ezreal's body slumps to the ground as he pulls the blade out, dripping with her blood, and he turns towards Eladine and Xylor. Because he recklessly attacked, your net attacks until his next turn have advantage
Okay.
against him.
Cool.
Teo, you are stabilized. Eladine, you're up.
Oh god. Okay. I am going to try to use my guardian armor again,
Okay.
but I have an advantage this time.
Mm-hmm. The taunt gauntlets.
Jesus.
8.
8 does not
just
hit. Was that with
not
advantage?
That was with advantage.
Oh no!
First one I rolled was a 1. Second one I rolled was a 3.
No, it doesn't hit. I'm sorry.
All right, bonus action. Be like, oh shit, I really can't hit with this. I'm gonna stab him again. This one comes with advantage too. 10 or 10? Does it 10?
10 does not hit.
I am rolling a lot of 1s today.
This is not
All
good,
right,
team.
so oh shit, and I don't want to get hit, but if I move, I will. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna hunker down here because I can't really. If I move, I'll just get a hit. I know I will. That's end of my turn.
Persephone is down, but due to her Clarissa not being here, she's stabilized. Ezreal, please go ahead and do a death save throw and send it to me.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Back to the top of the round 3 with Oric. Oric, you dodge back to your corner, and you watch as Captain Nichols is starting to cut down your party members.
I'm gonna move back in, take advantage of the advantage that I have to hopefully land another sneak attack because I need this guy to die.
Double advantage? Cricket
give him-
advantage? Number 1 height sync
Give him
happens
the
again?
the stabby stab.
Savvy
Is a 20 hit?
20 hits.
Oof, that hurts. So that was just 5, and this is much better 8. So 13.
He is alive, but on death's door.
I'm gonna stab him one more time with my offhand.
All right, go ahead.
I did not hit. That is a 12.
Damn.
You stab in there. He sprays blood from his mouth as your wound starts to take effect, and you go to swing again, but he turns and it deflects off the side of his breastplate.
I'm gonna say something rude to him and then back off.
All right.
All right. Back to my corner. I really want him to come after me, so he stops stabbing
You gotta
my
like
friends.
taunt him, yeah.
Yeah.
Xylem,
Alright,
you're up.
if I see that he's hurting, I'm gonna kind of just go for it, I hope. Rolling with advantage, +3. Does 20 hit?
People want to people that we have to keep alive, right?
What's up?
We got people that we want to keep alive? Or, sorry.
Yeah. that.
We do have people we want to keep alive.
Yes, we do.
Yes, he is
But
the
it's not
captain,
him.
Yeah.
but
20 hits,
Yeah.
so 1d6 plus 1. Roll that, I hope.
does it.
That's 7 damage.
so are you killing him or incapacitating him?
Oh, shit. Team, we gotta talk about this.
Give him the
Can't
bomb.
leave it up to me in this moment.
You have to
We gotta talk
quickly.
fastly.
You have
Try
to
to
talk quickly.
Quick vote.
Incapacitate.
Incapacitate?
Give him the bomb.
Incapacitate,
if you can,
incapacitate?
yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
the
okay,
bomb.
incapacitate then.
It's like-
Alright,
Just the bomb.
incapacitating.
Yeah.
All right. So using the pommel of your weapon, or the
I
or the
flip it around
backhand
last
of
second,
your axe head,
bang him on the
you-
back instead of like
You essentially hit him in the back of the head with a sap, and he stands up. He looks wobbly as he kind of like reaches for you, Xyler, and then he falls backwards with a huge thump as his furball frame collapses onto the ground. He is incapacitated.
Okay.
KO'd.
Oh.
Okay,
I am
okay,
going
okay.
to run up with 50 feet of rope,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna wrap him
You're
up.
gonna tie him up. I would like to start doing medicine checks on people as
Yeah,
Eric
I'm
is
gonna.
tying up the captain.
So, I will say this: Teo and Persephone are stable, so they just need some time to rest, and they'll come back
Okay.
up, or healing. Ezreal is still in the process of bleeding out, so if you want to attempt to stabilize her, you're going to need to make a medicine check.
She has health potions in her pocket. Give her a health
Um,
potion. She
yeah,
has
I'm
4
just
of them.
checking healing hands. As an action, you can touch a creature, roll a number of d4s. Oh. There, interesting. Yeah, if I can use healing hands as an action, touch a creature, heal for 2d4.
Yeah.
I'll use that limited use. Use
Okay.
that. So roll 2d4.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Roll that. Use healing hands to give Ezreal 6 HP left back.
All right, you rub your hands together and you hold it over her body, and you watch as those nasty wounds from his serrated blade start to stitch themselves back up. It's not fully healing. There are definitely red marks where they were,
Yeah.
but she's not actively bleeding out. And Ezreal, life slowly starts to come back to you as the warmth from Xyler's hands suffuses your body, and you are back up.
I want to smile and say, you're still with us.
When I wake up, I say,
As you wake up.
I say, if I had a nickels for every time that happened.
We want to give Teo a healing potion
Yeah,
too,
can we
right?
start passing these out?
Yeah, easily done.
Oh, those potions easy come, easy go.
Does Persephone
Like
have 0
half.
HP?
Yeah, Persephone is down and stabilized, so she will need healing.
But she
Okay,
is
so
at
we
0.
have 1, 2, 3 people. We have 3 healing potions, right?
We have 4.
4
Still
healing
have 4.
potions.
If I cast a spell on them first, I have like the feature that if they're at 0 HP, I do all the maximum amount of healing. So if you want me to do
Oh,
that,
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both Teo and Persephone are technically at 0 HP, so.
Get them up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna ask someone else for their 50 feet of rope as well.
I have one. I hand it over as well.
I'm gonna
Are you-
mummify this guy. Basically, I'm gonna take my cloak, basically like swaddle him like you would a child, and then more rope on top of that.
Give me a sleight of hand check as you tie these knots and you wrap them up.
We want him to succeed.
14.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he unless you heal him, you have a feeling he's going to be out for a while.
Oh no, we're not healing this nerd.
Nah.
Do we have enough
Um,
time to get
what
him
else
to the
can I
brig
use?
on the other ship?
You can definitely run. He's a
Yeah.
furbolg, so he is giant kin. So he's like approaching 7 feet of muscle. So he's very heavy.
Say.
So what I'm saying is it'll be a team effort.
Oh,
to bring him
yeah. Like,
up back to the long ship, get him back on, and move him
it's
back
the
to
whole
your
crew
ship.
does it, gets him locked up. He's there for questioning at our best convenience when he wakes up. That's the question.
Well-
Of, like, we don't have to worry about babysitting him because we've got some stuff coming up, I think.
What if we just brought him back to the long ship for now? Because we're supposed to use that one.
Do you trust him not to get free?
I think the ropes that he used are pretty good, and we've got him tied up at least double full.
Where's the brig on this ship? Is there a brig on this ship?
It would
would be
be
further
the
down,
deck
right?
below. Yeah, it'd be on the steerage deck. Which
Nothing
is
that
below
we
you guys.
found that would really work either. I mean,
There's no like.
Wait, do we
cage
want
or
to
anything
lock
like
him
that?
in this
do we want
room?
to not lock him in the kitchens, but lock him in the?
Yeah,
oh yeah, we
let's
can
do
lock him
that.
in this
Let's,
room. Maybe.
as a team.
Yeah, we got
take all the beds out?
keyhole here. Yeah, we could just
Yeah,
lock him in there.
lock him up, tie him up.
All right. So you
Actually, I'll leave one bed in
I'll
there.
blindfold him.
And then I'm gonna time to the bed.
All
I
right.
So
did
I'm
the
gonna
bed.
use somebody else's rope.
You can use my rope
Spence,
as well.
I'm done.
I've got rope.
And we'll use blankets, right? Use the blankets to keep
We
them.
want to make sure that he
blindfolded.
is secure when we come back. It's not another fight as we're like,
Sure.
ouch, he's back.
So the group of you, you drag him into the room. You tie him to the bed. You double check all your knots and your security. Can you make one more sleight of hand check, Auric? And you can go ahead and do it with advantage because everyone's doing this.
Yeah, we're helping out.
20.
Nice.
All right. That will increase his escape DC. Okay.
If he ever,
just wanna,
hopefully, doesn't wake up.
I just want to say, I healed Persefa for 12 HP and Teo for 20. Would you guys be okay if I drink one of the health potions?
Yeah.
I would also like to drink one of those health potions. I'm at half.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. With Captain Nichols secured, and the one of 2 people they said that if you're going to bring anyone back alive, bring them back, you are now staring at the hatch that leads to the steerage deck, the very bottom of the ship.
Oops. What's this? Wait, hold
What's
up.
what?
Hold up. Not pan. I need to click. Yeah, I wanna. There's this door back here.
Oh, where the
Yeah.
captain came from? Captain's quarters.
Yeah, where the captain came from.
Yeah, I would very much like to also go in there.
How do I heal
The-
with that one healing
the
potion?
The door opens and it's actually
2d4
open
plus
quarters.
2.
You guys already
We
found-
did find the captain's quarters.
A 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything that we can find of
Captain's
use in these quarters?
No, just kind of stale clothes. Some personal effects that are more like, letters from lovers, pictures of family, that kind of thing.
He was just hanging out in here,
He seemed to be guarding down here.
guarding this room, or guarding maybe the hatch.
Maybe the hatch.
You feel the hatch.
Yeah, because there's not much going on in this room.
However, as you're digging through all the personal effects of the crew, you do find a total of 6, 8, 9, 11, 24 pieces of silver.
Nice. No cigarettes, no clothes, nothing like that.
No.
Damn.
You have a feeling that if there was anything of the like, it'd probably be in the captain's
Okay.
quarters.
Yeah.
And we searched and
Not
didn't
to do
find
another one,
anything
so
in
we can
there.
Find his stash. No.
Found the rum, at least. We know where the alcohol is for after this team.
So
A
much.
little bit of a pick-me-ups.
All right.
Is there a smell coming from the hatch?
No. Surprisingly. But that unnatural pressure in the air is heavier than when you open the hatch or when you approach the hatch.
So they're already feeling that like presence pressure in the air.
Mhm.
Further we go down, the more we smell, or not smell, but feel.
Mm-hmm. It's. You all have a feeling that whatever artifact you're looking for is here in the very bottom deck, the steerage deck.
Anyone wish that they had brought like gloves?
Is Tim Tam
I say if I got gauntlets, but still not.
Tim
not
Tam
quite.
strong enough to open this up?
All right, so on this level, we killed 4 people.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
gonna
4
math
crew
out how we
members.
want it to math out.
I'm counting.
But you were gonna claim that you're captain.
And then we've got the captain. Sorta, at least for now. Tim Tam is not on the hatch. But I'm ready to head down into the hatch. How about you guys?
Yeah, I will. I'll lead, and I will ask the team to give me 10 to 15 feet of space so I can
Oh.
sneaky sneak.
We all back
Yeah,
up
yeah,
a
yeah.
little
No,
bit.
not like there, but like
Yeah, we follow
yeah, give me
behind.
10 to 15 feet.
We're just
Slam
not like
against the wall.
right
Everybody's,
there
like,
behind
backs
you.
the
We're,
fuck
we're,
up.
we're giving,
Yeah.
we're giving you enough space to scout.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a little bit of sneaky sneak. At an
Make
18.
a
Nice.
Okay. So if you look a little further on the map, you'll see the bottom half of the ship.
No.
Wow.
Down the ladder. Yo, you cannot be the first one down there if you're not the one scouting.
I'm not.
You're
Right,
not
I'm
down
not.
there yet. Let's follow him.
I feel like
It was like,
LD
yeah.
pops her head in, is pulled back
He's like,
up
I
by Orc.
teleported? Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop.
But she does follow.
Okay, yeah, if we're allowed to follow.
All right, Oric, what's your passive? No. What's your make a perception check?
Can we do my passive? Because this is a 9.
No. Okay.
No.
What? Nothing seems to stand out except that it's that unnatural feeling is so heavy down here. It's you have a feeling that if it was any worse, you would feel
Sick. Yeah.
This place needs a dehumidifier. What's that?
Oh no.
All right. I'm just trying to like keep Oric's line of vision, what he'd see.
Yeah, no,
without
you're
the war.
good.
Oh shit.
And the rest of us, as we're quietly coming down to follow. Do perception or not?
If you basically, I'll say if you pass by that mast
Okay.
line that he's currently moving by, you'd see it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh dear.
Oh,
So
What's
he's
in these
dead.
boxes?
Got it. Cool.
I'll
Alright,
say,
I am
actually,
gonna.
you know what I'll say? I'll
Kinda-
say you're able to see.
Oh,
I was just gonna keep
secretly
like sneaking around stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I will say this. You do see Professor Anders, and she's kind of like sitting in a kneel position, head down. You have a distinct feeling that stealth is not needed in this situation.
I'm gonna sneak anyway.
kind of like
Alright.
relax a little bit, but still on guard, maybe.
I'm going to take 1 ball bearing out of my bag of 1,000,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna pelt her with just 1. Not hard, but I'm just gonna give her the
Make-
old Kobe.
Make an athletics check. Let's see how hard you. No, strength. Strength check. Yeah, sorry. See how hard you yeet it.
Kobe.
11.
That is enough. You hit her, and her body kind of jolts and she stirs and she looks around, and you can kind of see her eyes are sunken. Like there's very deep black bags and circles around her eyes, and there's like a similar to what those corrupted builders had, but less intense. Kind of like the wrinkles and veins of her face are slightly blackened. She's pale, and paler, very pale. But the one thing you notice, Yorick, that all the other madness afflicted crew members and Captain Nichols has, they had a spark of madness in their eyes. Her eyes are clear as she looks around confused and trying to see who did
I'm
it.
gonna slowly step out with the reminder that I am still in that garb and disguised
She
to look
looks
like
at
one
you.
of those weirdos.
She immediately pulls out a crossbow that's loaded. She aims it at you. You will not touch the artifact.
Can I start to sneak up?
Back off, you madness fuckers.
Can I sneak up a little, just shift a little more this way? And
Make
all
a
that?
stealth check.
+3, awesome.
I would very much like to show her my rock.
To
22?
no effect. She has a crossbow pointed at you.
She
You
doesn't.
19
are-
plus.
Not
yeah.
interested in my river rock.
No, she's not.
I want to. Am I in her line of sight? Because I want to give her like.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay, wait.
You'd have to, yeah.
Right. Okay, I offer her a cup of tea. If she and I say to her, do you want to switch? Do you want to swap?
I'm gonna need people to make persuasion checks at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because you're all coming out of nowhere, offering and holding things
Yeah,
out towards her, when she is clearly on edge and has armed.
I'm just trying to stay
Do you want a
hidden
cup of
behind her.
tea?
All right. No, this is good. This is good. You said persuasion.
Yes. You're gonna need people to make persuasion checks at disadvantage.
All right. Well, the lowest one I got was 10. I would assume that like I'm sweaty by now because we've been fighting, so I'm just gonna wipe my brow and my face, and hopefully the disguise smears a little bit, so it's clear I'm wearing makeup.
Oh no.
Ezra, what'd you get on your persuasion?
14.
She's gonna stand up and she's gonna point her crossbow at the two of you. Back off now. I don't know who you are or what you're here for.
Do I have like an emblem or some kind of like proof of membership?
You can certainly, yeah, you have. I mean, you have a corporate ID card. You can certainly show it to her.
All right, so I'm gonna pull out my corporate ID card. I'm gonna keep my rock up high. I'm gonna say, if you don't care about my cool rock, here's my ID, and I'm gonna give her my corporate ID card.
She snatches it from your hand. She still has the crossbow pointed at you, but she looks it over.
I'd like to be ready to like bonk her in the back of the
So-
head if there's any type of motion to use a crossbow.
So your vulture's here to pick the bones. She throws the card back at you, Auric. Leave. You don't know what you're dealing with here.
I'm gonna say, you know what, you're right, but I'm gonna check on the people who appear to be dead here. I'm just gonna give them the old,
Don't touch them. Don't. And she points to the circle that seems to be drawn in their blood. And you, as your eyes kind of track it, you notice that there is a smaller magic circle beneath her feet that she's being very careful to stay within. Don't touch them. Don't touch the circle. Don't touch anything. Back off. She gestures the crossbow at you again.
we're actually here to help you. Is there something that we can do to
You
make
can
you
help
feel?
by backing off from the circle.
So I'm gonna back up off the circle a little bit. Just walk around the perimeter. Just kind of peek around. Can't tell if that's like a cage
Does she
or
see
whatever.
the rest of us?
So far, she only sees Ezreal.
Okay.
I heard you like whales.
Her eyes just kind of narrow at you when you say that.
Do you think that this cell could hold Captain Nichols? We have him restrained upstairs, but I think this might be a better location.
He's restrained. He's still alive. You fought through him, and he's alive.
Well, yeah, we gave him the 1, 2, 3 bonk.
Tell me, are you merciful people?
We didn't kill someone who stabbed us, so
We actually
Mercy in that
did kill
situation by putting a dagger through his brainstem.
Why?
We can go
we
back.
can talk about that.
Yeah.
Are these guys alive? Can I take care of them?
She looks at you, and she looks at the bodies, and you can see their throats have been slit.
Did you do this?
No, but they did it. And she kind of looks up.
Well, Captain Nichols is the only one still alive, and I'm gonna try and keep her eyes over here on me, you know, and Ezreal. But ideally, she's not gonna have any reason to look behind her. What can you tell me about the artifact? What's why Saber Corp so interested in it and you? Because we're here for you too.
I don't know in the fucking seven hells why they want that artifact.
Why do you want us to stay away from it?
Because if you disturb it or the circle it resides in, its madness will be released again. I did everything I could to contain it, but I obviously failed. She gestures up and then at the bodies.
We have a magic box.
She has a magic box.
What do you mean by a magic box?
Well,
It's a box. It's magic. Show her.
yeah.
She
I
just
don't-
kind of looks confused and irritated. Magic is a very broad thing. You can do
Yeah,
a
but
lot
box
of
isn't.
things.
I mean, you put it like.
Your
Okay.
sarcophagus
It's like
is
this
still
thing.
up at the.
And we
Elodie-
put it in, and then magic.
Coming
bam.
this way.
She sees new people interrupt, and she's back to being fully agitated. She points at crossbow at Teo, then turns and points it at Elodine, and then points it back at Teo. And
I think like Teo is like fully arms up, showing that he's armed and is like, "Hello, I'm Teo. I'm part of the crew here. We just fought through a wave of people gone mad from what I assume is the artifact. I see you've done a wonderful job, at least keeping yourself safe. We just want to know what is happening, that we can keep the rest of outside of this ship safe. We have a sarcophagus that can hold the artifact."
Yes.
you say sarcophagus, and her eyes, she kind of like looks up at that.
We can actually just go get it.
Like as I'm saying this, it's like I make a persuasion roll.
You
Like,
don't
like,
need
Yeah,
to,
don't we
'cause
have-
you mentioned sarcophagus, and it's clear that she kind of knows what it is, because she is an archaeologist. So, items such as a sarcophagus is pretty commonplace.
Yeah, we were given the sarcophagus specifically for this artifact in order to keep it from maddening anybody else. We don't want to remove it from the circle if the circle is what is keeping it from doing it to us. We can bring the sarcophagus down.
Yeah, we can even let you be the one to put it in
If
there.
you'd like.
You know the
You
most
mention
about
the
it.
sarcophagus, and she kind of like slumps back down to her feet, clearly tired. You get a closer look at her, and you realize that she looks dehydrated. She looks malnourished. She looks like she's been sitting here for a while trying to maintain this circle.
Oh, for sure. And we'll bring you
Girl.
some food.
Girl,
I have 3
Please
ski
don't.
rations,
I-
and I can hand her some water.
She
take the tea.
She happily takes the water and cautiously takes the tea. I'm not safe. And she drinks the water. She judges the circle at her feet. This is the only reason I haven't succumbed like the rest of them. I was close though.
Safe. Okay.
I think Persephone would ask about the circle. Kind of. So what is
Circle
it doing?
that's-
What? Explain it. Talk us through this. How is it keeping you safe? Type stuff.
It uses similar runes to the sarcophagus to suppress magic. It's an anti-magic circle. I was luckily able to erect it in time, but before more damage could be done. But, well, obviously I wasn't fast enough.
So the
If I-
guys
if-
upstairs talked about an eyeless and tongueless king.
She gestures at the artifact, and you can get a first look at it now. It's in a cage. It's encaged in an iron cage, but in that iron cage there seems to be a cloth bundle of something.
How big does it look?
It looks like you can probably carry it between two people.
Okay, so how much space in the sarcophagus do we think it's going to take
It'll
up?
it'll fit. It will fit in the sarcophagus.
Can we put it and a person in there? Or is it too big?
If the person is small, like a halfling,
Or if they're wearing it.
Hey. Okay, so guys, who of us wants to be the strong people to go and get the sarcophagus and bring it down here? We can maybe get the captain on the way down, or the captain on the way up. Maybe on the way down.
After we get the
Professor, is there a
sarcophagus
way?
Well, I just don't
Is
want to
there a way
really
to save
open
the
the
captain?
sarcophagus after we put the artifact in it.
Andors, is there a way to save the captain?
dagger
Persephone would
in his
ask.
throat. You put him out of his misery. That's how you save him.
You mean
It's
like
too
if we
far
put him
gone.
in the sarcophagus, it's not gonna like nullify it or keep him safe or anything?
Oh, it'll nullify it, but then he has to live with what he's done and what he's done to himself. We're all in there still.
Well,
Before we were afflicted by his madness, but we have no control.
right.
He knows what he's done. He knows what he's done to himself, but the madness blocks it. The moment that's removed from him, well, you've seen him, what he looks like now.
I think we should give him the chance to atone. Everybody's makes mistakes, but if they don't make them of their own volition, give them the chance to decide what they're going to do with that.
We'll let him
She
decide.
just sneers when you say that, Auric, but doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna start making my way upstairs to go get that sarcophagus.
All right. You no longer need the map. But yeah, you guys. It takes a little bit of time, but those of you go up, you retrieve the sarcophagus, and you bring it back down. You kind of open the cargo hatch as a whole, so you can lower it all the way down to the bottom deck without having to carry up and down ladders and stairs. And once the sarcophagus lands, Professor Anders looks up at it and you. Bring it closer to me. Bring it over the circle, but careful not to break the circle. I can load it in the sarcophagus and myself into the sarcophagus, so that way it's safe. And I don't need to succumb. And then when we're in a more safe location that isn't here, I will answer your questions.
Well,
Fair
wait a
enough.
minute. Did we want to put her in the sarcophagus, or do we want to put the captain in the sarcophagus?
If you put the captain in the sarcophagus, it'll be a very tight fit for him, and you won't be able to put the artifact in it.
So I think
Well,
her
how long
and
does he
the
have to be in
artifact.
the sarcophagus to be normal again?
It's like a soft reset kind of thing, where it's like close.
But what if it cutting off the source does a soft reset as well, with the artifact being in
True.
the sarcophagus?
Maybe, okay. Let's put Anders and the artifact in together, and we'll check on the captain.
All right. Anders nods, and you maneuver the sarcophagus in the circle. She steps out of her small circle into the bigger circle, and you watch as there's a slight twitch in her visage, as it seems like she's trying to actively fight back something, but she quickly puts the artifact, cage and all, in the sarcophagus, chains it up, then climbs in next to it, and before she closes the door, she looks at all of you. Thank you. I hope whatever Saber Quarry wants with this, they're able to help and stop this. And she closes it, and it seals. And immediately that heavy pressure in the air is gone.
Oh, thank God.
We plan to drag the whole ship back with us, right?
Totally.
Oh, wow.
There is a towing module installed on Cannon's Cavalcade, and the crew can take care of rigging it up to tow.
Yeah, we just need to go light the good flare.
Yeah, the good flare. All good. Come get us.
Perfect. I'm gonna roll that sarcophagus into the, or drag it rather. I'm not gonna keep
Move it
rolling
to the
it.
longship. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you bring the sarcophagus that contains the artifact in Professor Anders, and the tied up, still unconscious form of Captain Nichols, loaded into the longship. You all kind of climb into it. There's not a lot of room between a sarcophagus and Nichols, but it's a short enough journey that you guys can kind of hang off the edge and just float in space next to it, holding onto the longship.
Can I shave
light
and a
the
haircut knock on there to see if Anders is still like conscious or if they've just like gone to sleep and passed out now?
You've knock on it and there's no response.
Yeah.
How is the
Probably
captain
for the
doing?
best.
Like, since the... How is
The
the
cap-
captain doing? Because
The captain is
since-
still unconscious, so it's hard to tell his mental state.
Cool.
Okay.
Was there was like maybe one last room that we didn't really look into while we're waiting? Can I stay in the ship or do I need to go back to the long ship?
What's the last room you can't check?
So there was a room next to Anders that we had looked at. You had uncovered one, but you didn't uncover the other door.
Oh, it's just storage.
Oh, okay.
Food storage.
But I just also wanted to. I remember that we wanted to scavenge the magic helm thingy in that one room. We locked it up
The
for safe.
Spelljammer helm.
Yeah, the spelljammer.
So you
helm.
can make a note of it, and then you can tell.
I'm keeping
Oh,
that
okay, so
locked.
because they're
Contract to
bringing
cook
the
it.
whole ship back
Yep.
with
Yeah,
us.
and I'm
Cool,
keeping that
cool.
door locked.
Yeah.
So nobody else is gonna
Basically, like the whole ship is either going to get refurbished or sent to a breaking yard, but you still have salvage claim, so you can kind of the specifics of the ship. You can kind of write down what you want to do with them. So,
Okay.
So
Put a
because
notice on the door of that room, salvage claim.
you just start putting
Yeah.
post-it notes on everything that you
Ours.
want with your name on it.
yeah, so we can go over that kind of like off session.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Um,
can do that.
because it's a large ship with a lot of supplies. But you get back to the longship, you fire off the flare, and then there's a shudder and a jolt as the longship is pulled back to the cannon's cavalcade. It is resecured. Captain Blackwater is there with his first mate, Siora. And the two of them, they look at you and see you're all in a rough condition.
I look fine.
Some of you in a rough condition than
Some a
others.
little better than others. Do we as a crew, as a team, kind of feel that with our talk with Andorra, that like moving the ship is okay, it's just getting it out of that area of space, or is it more just like that space on the ship we needed to get them away from, and the clarification on
I
that?
think it was just
and
the
it's more, what does
artifact.
everyone think with that?
Gewoon, je kan hem door van camera uit.
I think the issue was the artifact, and now it's contained.
Okay.
I'm just worried about when we open up to get the professor out. Gotta fit through and like instantaneously, or if like we just sign it back closed.
Well, what you remember from your exploration of the sarcophagus is those chains also have additional anti-magic.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like a Raiders of the Lost Ark situation where you open a sarcophagus and then madness erupts and everyone goes crazy.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to be like, yeah, when I was in there, I started to feel it when the chains wrapped around. And then when it sealed shut, it was like nothing. I was completely cut off
Yeah.
from everything. So,
We want to get Anders out of that as soon as we
Yeah.
can. We have a medical bay. That's the whole point.
but do we want to open that on our way home? Is that a thing
No,
for us
I
to deal,
vote-
or is
I
that a
vote leave
Saber
her in
Corp
there.
to deal with?
How long does it take? How long can we leave Anders in there?
Well, that's just an ethical question.
Yes.
I think at this point we can pull her out. At the very least, we can talk to her.
You can tie her down.
Open
Yeah.
it up?
She doesn't have a crossbow aimed at your head.
Oh, we let her keep it? The Anders went
No,
into the
no,
sarcophagus?
no. We would not do that at all, would we?
No.
Right? Right?
But the crew members, they take Captain Nichols' unconscious body. They bring him to the med bay. You explain the situation. And Captain Blackwater kind of looks at all of you concerned. That's it's a whole lot of it's a lot to take in.
She,
There's a lot
yeah.
to deal with.
I'm glad you all are safe and you're able to handle the situation. I'll have Gaz, who is their medical officer, look over Nichols and Andor's and determine if there's anything that they can do. We will have to secure them, kind of tie them to the bed until we understand the extent of the madness. But there is a communications array in the bridge if you wish to report success of your mission to your boss as we start to sail back home.
Absolutely.
He nods. Lysandra will show you how to use it, but we will be shoving off soon. The crew needs to tie the ship to be towed. With that, he nods and he goes, and make sure you all get rest. If you need to use the medical facilities, please let Gaz know and she can help you. Yeah.
Ezreal is just mumbling in themselves like, Gaz, I'm way better. Like, no, no. Why do they have to do it? Like, I mean,
And they tag along.
they have me.
Like, I bump
Israel's
them, like,
it's
tag
their
along.
bedroom, they know where everything is.
Go on, tag along. Watch, keep an eye on them.
All right. So at this moment, I say let's take a quick little break.
Yes.
A little 5 minutes, then we'll come back, and you guys can, handle the after effects.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. So don't go touch that dial. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back.
Bad.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around with that. What? Why don't we just get back into it? The party just got back from Melissa's Surveyor, and now they're kind of having a debrief as they have the 3 days of travel back to Rock of Brawl from this location. But as a reminder, the crew brought both Professor. They didn't take Professor Enders out of the sarcophagus. You kind of explain the situation. But they definitely brought Captain Nichols to the infirmary, to the med bay. They unwrapped him from his rope sarcophagus that you guys put him in.
Uh-huh.
Did we keep his sword?
They
Sorry.
disarmed him,
Yes,
all of
you
that
do.
stuff.
We ever talked about like his stuff?
Yeah. In the
didn't search him.
treasures, there is a
Yeah.
+1 greatsword he dropped. That is like the only thing worth value. It's a gnarly looking weapon. It's serrated on one edge, sharp on the
Oh,
other.
damn.
We
But
don't have anyone that would benefit from that, unfortunately.
you know, magic weapons do sell pretty well, and it is in
Yeah, they
part,
do,
it-
yeah.
it
Well, I was
is
just
in your
thinking of
salvage
using-
rights.
Yeah, I was thinking of use. Like, I
Maybe-
don't know. I don't usually sell magic
Maybe we
items.
can find a trade, a magic item for a magic item that better suits one of our party members.
Yeah.
But yeah, so essentially his weapon is a +1 greatsword that he was using.
Nice.
But yeah, so you oversaw this a little bit as they brought Captain Nichols to the med bay. They unwrapped him, and then they put him on one of the beds, but they took manacles, like actual manacles, and chained him to the bed. You notice that all the med bay beds have this feature. You know, if in case they need to, like, chain someone down for whatever reason, they're there. So, and he's put under a heavy guard. So
This hospital is
you
explain
explain
it.
that. The sarcophagus is brought back to the cargo bay where it was originally put, for you guys to do with as you see please. If you wanted to pull Anders out of it, if you wanted to do anything like that. But with that, you guys have 3 days of journey. What do you want to do? What
I
conversations?
want to take a long rest.
Rest, definitely. I think everybody make sure you take a long rest anyway. But
Yes.
what do I want to be doing? I think I do. I want to be like talking the rest of the team into maybe letting Anders out early.
I think I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the sarcophagus.
Yeah, I'm definitely sleeping nearby.
Everyone just kind of gathers around the sarcophagus.
We're all
always.
still feeling a little uneasy around it, yeah.
Ezreal's going
do
to
you-
be is going to be researching the blood sample in the medbay.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So we'll get to that. Does anyone go to the comms array in the bridge and report a successful job back to Rock of Brawl?
Yeah, we probably
Oh,
should
that's
do
probably
that.
important.
Kind of just successfully
Who
gathered
wants to be the appointed?
starting
A
journey
lot can
home.
go wrong in a few days.
Check in tomorrow.
Oh, we don't want. Maybe don't want to tell them.
I'll let them know that we're on our way
Yeah.
back. Like,
True.
I mentioned like the artifact was inside a bag when we put it in the sarcophagus, so we don't know the exact state of what it was.
yeah. They'd probably be happy with that. The board would be more than happy. Ooh. Do we open Pandora's box
No.
No.
to screw the board over?
No, we do not.
But it's the board. They don't want us to know. Maybe we should know.
Maybe we should not give them the item. I mean,
Well, I don't like that idea.
we have free will,
That sounds like a
guys.
getting us
I mean,
fired
I feel like the
idea.
night before y'all give the report, we're all like being uneasy around the sarcophagus. I kind of just like,
Yeah.
when, you know, like when a group's hanging out, like it's like 3 a.m. and they're just like saying things.
Yeah, you guys are having this conversation among the sarcophagus. It is, you know, less busy part of the night. There's not really a day-night cycle, so it's kind of weird.
Right, right.
Eric, you
It's a
wanna
whatever you feel like.
first shift, second shift? We'll trade off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a third shift kind of conversation when everyone's around the sarcophagus,
And
discussing
sitting
what
down,
to do,
just
what to
like-
report. Yeah.
Mhm.
Playing a single game of solitaire as we're talking.
I think like Teo's like, we all know the powers I have, right?
Yeah.
The being that gives you these powers on this ship asked me to destroy the artifact,
Oh?
Okay.
and I don't want to screw us over. So, the thing.
Are
I
they
don't know
still?
what's gonna happen if I don't.
Are they like really bugging you about it, or was it like a suggestion?
They haven't said anything since then, but yeah.
Hmm. That's some serious stuff. I don't know how I feel about that one either.
Yeah. Can I ask for a drink of something hard from your magic flask there, Elodine?
I'm
pass it
holding it
around.
and I'm like, listen, I get 1 drink a day.
Yeah, you haven't used it today, have you?
No,
And
but
it's evening,
and
and we can pass it around. Please pass around.
she
Please. Please pass it around.
I think like as like saying all of
we
this, you know how like
all
people
have-
like knit passively,
yeah.
make jewelry passively.
She's got my what is it called? My flagon, not flagon, my vessel. I speak a word and it's ale, and I take a very long swig of it, and then so I drink over half of it just by myself, and then I pass.
Okay. I'm just trying to help us like take care of some nerves and stuff. But if you're that nervous, I'll take a drink and keep passing it around.
And Elodine's just like, this is my drink.
Yeah, I guess I go like in detail of like what exactly happened with like the spellmaster's, spelljammer's body. Everything like, I don't know if it has to have the artifact intact or just to bring back the artifact. Period. Like our bosses.
If the artifact just didn't work anymore when we brought it back, that would be such a bummer, but how? Because I don't
We eat it.
own anything that could actually destroy it.
We need to ask Anders. She's the one with all this information. She knows the most about it seems.
Say like try and like commune with my patron to see if they have any input.
Yeah.
Since your spell mod casting is charisma, I will say make a general charisma check as you try to beseech your patron. And Ezreal, how will you eat the artifact?
And we won't.
How big was it again?
I mean, we can try.
It's just a giant
You
chocolate
can eat
helm.
everything if you.
I don't think any of us.
19.
19, okay.
Ooh, okay.
You kind of sit down in a meditative pose and you reach internally and you try to call upon your patron. The amulet on your neck, it's always a little cold. It gets colder. In fact, all of you kind of feel this kind of a passive cooling of the air around you.
Coldness. Elodie, anytime that happens, Elodine immediately just starts a small fire in her hands and like holds it.
Take a pull from the flask if there's like a bit nippy.
You have this feeling in the air, similar to actually around the artifact, although on a way less degree, lesser scale. The shadows kind of get watery and elongated around you guys. And then a voice that only the group of you can hear kind of rumbles outward from Teo's amulet. Teo, so you finally introduced me to your friends.
I mean, to be fair, you haven't introduced yourself to me either.
Time, my dear child, time. But is the artifact destroyed? Why have you called me?
So the thing is, what do you exactly mean by destroyed? Do you mean like shattered, obliterated?
Obliteration is preferable.
But if it's just shattered, is that fine?
No. It needs to be utterly destroyed.
And what will happen if I do?
There's a long, heavy pause. Well, consequences have a way of showing themselves over a period of time, don't they? And with that, he cuts communication and everything kind of goes back to normal.
Teo grabs the flask and just takes a giant.
Finish it off. Finish it off.
I think it's the most sentences said to me so far.
That was
Oh.
intense, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it was just keep moving. That's all he would say to me.
Seems this artifact is making your patron a little agitated.
Oh,
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's just kind of like, well, I mean, he didn't say how we're supposed to destroy this artifact, and I don't really necessarily.
That means we can still eat it.
I
That's why
don't.
I probably up to Anders what she has to say. She probably knows how to destroy this thing.
I mean,
I
I
would
was trying to convince us all to get her out. What if we just get her out?
Yeah.
Do we tell the crew or do we just do it?
I think we get the crew prepped like we're going to be using this area. Please stay out. Under no
like,
circumstances open this.
Elodine looks
actually-
around and is like,
like,
is there anyone here now?
Actually, since the sarcophagus loaded with the artifact has been brought back on the ship, this area has been given a wide berth by the crew.
Yeah.
They don't know the details, but they know enough from bits and pieces here and there that there's some fuck shit in there. They don't want nothing to do with it. And as you know, sailors are some of the most superstitious groups out there. They don't want nothing to do with this area. They have left it all the way up to you. Even the captain and first mate don't really come down here. Because, again, they don't want to
They don't want to
deal with
fuck with
this.
shit, yeah.
I don't want to do. They're like, hey, we're civilian contractors under the employee Saber Corps working for these guys. We don't need to help them with their job. We just need to get them from point A to point B and back. What they do down there in this cargo bay, the sarcophagus, is their business, not ours. So, you're pretty well alone in this area.
So, team vote, do we want to open it up to talk with Anders? Yeah?
Yes.
Anders talk. Anders talk.
All right.
So everyone wants to. Okay.
If everyone's cool with it. If anyone else has like a say no or speak, yeah.
I just want like a plan and
How about this? We come at this tomorrow. We take a rest, we sleep for the night, we come at it tomorrow and see how we're feeling after we're not so beat up.
well, I mean, we're not beat up now. It's been a day.
I'll just take a long rest.
It's the evening of the first day of travel.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was just we can take the time to prep so you're comfortable, so you're more confident in what we're going to do, but we just need to find out if it's even possible to destroy this artifact. Can we?
I mean, yeah, talking to Anders is the first one.
I think that's Saber Corp's problem. I don't think we should get too involved just yet until Saber Corp at least tells us what they know. They might have read up just a little bit more than we have.
They'll probably
Have
just
have
take
like a
it
copy
from
of our
us.
mission briefing.
I don't think they'll.
Just have like mission objectives.
Yeah, I don't think they'll.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
tell
Oh wait,
us.
hey, did we ever look through that for? Oh no, we did. We got the ship's log and the captain's log. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, but now we have like Captain Anders. Well, we have like Professor Anders, and she can maybe translate like the books for us.
Do we talk with
Her
the
own
captain
books.
first? Is he up and about? Do we want to check on him, or? Because I think ultimately it's going to come down that we have to talk with Anders. But it
Yeah.
seems that everyone's apprehensive with that.
We are.
I think we could talk to Anders initially in the med room with the med bay doctor around, and then if she seems okay enough, we can bring her over to the sarcophagus. Huh? Quick check. Vibe check.
Well, she is in
Yeah?
the sarcophagus right now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the
Yeah,
sarcophagus.
Anders
Oh,
is in
we
the
didn't bring her out yet.
sarcophagus. We need to...
Can she hear us? Like, can we talk?
We've knocked
Rude.
on it and we didn't get a response.
Yeah, she didn't reply.
Yeah,
And-
but like when Zyler went in the sarcophagus, he couldn't hear us either. So
Yeah,
So-
everything fell cut off.
Hermetically sealed.
Oh, we should probably bring in. Oh no, we have Ezreal here. Never mind. Have it.
We also have in our possession message stone earpieces. We could toss one of those bad boys in there.
It's
Maybe
magic.
it'll work.
We
Who knows?
tried to do magic and it just cut everything off. Messaging and the
okay.
stone
Yeah.
pieces, yeah.
So for your knowledge, sarcophagus is a multi-layered anti-magic item.
So total anti-magic.
Total
Got it.
black.
Okay.
Anything inside is totally cut off from magic.
Just imagine if we open it up and it drives everybody mad in the ship. That's the whole point that we're trying to avoid again.
So what about the runes that were drawn on the bottom of that ship? Do we want to put those
That
around
was all
this?
blood. Where are we gonna get that?
Do we think it
Blood's
needs to be
easy
blood?
to come by. What do you mean? We could do something other than blood.
No.
We can try.
I think if we just like open it slightly, pull Anders out, and then close it again, we should be okay.
Okay.
Because like the chains are what helps it like restrain the magic of it.
Yeah. Did we specify? No, the chains went over the both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything inside the sarcophagus
Has
you're
the chains
supposed to-
on
You're
it.
supposed to chain in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is standard operating procedure for using a sarcophagus anti-magic item.
Like, I don't even know if Anders is going to want to get out.
No, Anders
That-
is going to be pissed at us regardless
Or
of what
Anders
we
is
do.
already mad. Unless the chains are helping Anders, but...
We can just open it, see how she's feeling, and then.
Okay.
She seemed to know the
Raise
most
of
about all
hands of
this.
who opens and quickly pulls her out.
Not even pull her out. We open to talk. She stays in there. We
Oh,
ask
in the
questions. We
chains.
find out more about the artifact, yeah.
But that just means the artifact it stays exposed. It stays open while we question.
If you think she'll drop it and hop out, but
No.
she chained it up and then went into the sarcophagus herself. And that's our person with answers.
Yeah.
Unless the captain knows anything.
Captain just. Oh, that captain.
Yes, the captain of their med bay.
Captain Nichols.
Nichols.
Let's go check out the captain. Well, why don't before we open this, we go talk to the mad person and see how they are.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay
Um,
with
might be a
that.
good idea.
I'm not hearing any no's.
All right. So y'all make your way to the med bay. Captain Nichols is there. He's been his wounds have been treated. They've been wrapped up. He kind of has like face wrap too over what was left of his lips and everything. And as you walk up, Gaz looks up and she goes, "I thought you'd be here sooner or later to speak to him. He's under heavy sedatives right now, but I can wake him up if you wish to speak to him. He seems to have been stabilized at least, so he's not gonna bleed out."
Is
But
he himself yet?
she shrugs. "We've had him under heavy sedation since you described the situation on the ship. We have been afraid to wake him up since."
Has he been muttering anything in his sleep?
She shakes her head. "Nothing."
Well, I mean, that's a better sign than not.
Yeah, I think we should wake him up.
He's still restrained.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, he's heavily restrained. But you want to wake him up, Gaz nods, and she kind of pulls a syringe and she flicks it and she kind of jabs it into his neck, and he stirs and his eyes flutter open, and as he looks around, he kind of immediately like, you hear the wrinkle of chains as he tries to test them, and he looks at all of you. Where am I?
Do you know who you are?
What kind of damned question is that? Of course I do. Captain Nichols. The
Great.
listless surveyor.
What's the last thing you remember before you woke up here?
I was fighting those who boarded my ship.
Was
Who
it us?
boarded your
Do you
ship?
recognize any of those people?
He looks at all of you kind of like more closely as his eyes. As he goes more strength in his vision as he looks. Yes, you are the boarders.
Do you remember finding anything before we boarded your ship?
It's also fuzzy.
Do you have any, like...
Why would I trust pirates? Such
We're
as
not
yourselves?
pirates, sir.
Oh, we're Saber Corp.
We're
I
here
don't
on a
think that
job.
makes that better.
Saber Corps. He leans back at that, stops trying to test the chains. I regret taking that contract with Saber Corps. Fine. Ask your damned questions.
What do you know about the artifact?
I don't know anything.
Do you know what you've been doing?
Can you tell us about your contract?
He looks around the ship. You're a salvage team, I suppose. Judging by the fact that you have a fancier ship with a med bay and everything, you're a higher quality salvage team. So I'm sure you understand the concept of civilian contractors.
Nod heads.
Do you
yeah.
have any
We're
strong urges?
No.
No, need to get or protect or kill?
Not beyond the normal amount.
Do I believe him? I want to know if I
Make
like
an insight
can.
check.
6.
Yeah, he seems to be
Insight
telling the
check
truth.
then?
Yeah, he seems trustworthy, guys.
Who has a passive insight 12 and above, I should say.
I do.
I have 15.
I do.
Okay. All of you with a passive insight above 12, what you do notice is in his eyes, they don't have that spark of madness that he had before when he was attempting to butcher you in his ship.
Okay.
It appears that perhaps he's not under the effects of whatever enthralled him at this time, at this moment.
I want to ask him, how are you feeling? Are you feeling any pain? Is there anything we can do for you to make you a bit more comfortable?
I don't even know. You put yourself in my position, you wake up, you're covered in scars and wounds and marks, only to find out through a doctor that most were done to yourself. I don't remember much. All I remember is we were civilian contractors to take on a professor to a location that Saber Corps wanted. All I know is it was a board mission. So it's very hard to say no if you want to keep a contract and not be blackballed in the rest of the industry.
Solid point.
Keep nodding to that. What can you tell us about the professor? Did she share anything about her research?
Eccentric.
Or was she more...
Apparently she was an archaeologist. Is an archaeologist. Was, I don't know. She was hired by Saber Corps to find these artifacts. I'm guessing it was a need-to-know basis, because we weren't told much about it. Just escort the professor to a location and help her retrieve whatever was there. And well, he looks around at all of you. Well, I'm sure you could figure out how that went.
If it's any consolation, they ain't telling us jack either.
Which is why
As
we're asking
expected.
you.
The board's very tight-lipped on those who are not executives, I should say.
I'd like to be like, yep, no, we understand, and then share the basic knowledge of what we were told to go out, gather an artifact. We were given a sarcophagus to help contain, and the general basic story of what we're doing, and catch him up on our side, showing that little bit of back and forth. Like you get information too. We're helping you fill in the gaps.
He mulls over as you're explaining everything, and then he just lets out like a short, dry, derisive chuckle.
And then like right up to, and then we got on and started to check out your ship. And now here we are.
Those fucking bastards. If they knew what they were sending us out to, then why didn't they give us a sarcophagus also?
That's a good question, dude.
Further proof that they don't know what they're dealing with.
No, they never do.
Huh. I wonder if they didn't know the powers it had until after you guys had retrieved it.
I wouldn't doubt if they were trying to see exactly what those powers could do.
Ezreal, you've been able to go over the ship reports and everything going in and out. Is there anything about the messages that kind of stand out to you that we can ask the captain about?
I don't know. Do I remember anything in particular?
No, a lot of the logs and everything you've pulled, kind of stopped, usually after mention of retrieving the artifact. Any logs after that kind of point all seem to talk about nightmares and inability to sleep, or they are forced to sleep, anything like that. And that's a slowly creep in of madness. But other than that, everything just kind of seems status quo.
How long did it take for the madness to set in, though?
He looks to the ceiling roof as he tries to think. I don't know. We retrieved the artifact, and after that, things went tits up.
Huh.
Constantly, our crew was complaining about nightmares. All the same thing, too.
What was it?
A wasteland overseen by a black sun. A cliff that sat upon a throne of black stone, and on that throne, a being who was not full. And it spoke to us. Gave us orders to find its pieces, and make it whole again.
Are you...
After that,
Oh, sorry, go on.
After that, things got fuzzy. After that, I don't know much.
Are we sure that we have the full artifact?
He shrugs.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, well, Elodine's pretty much done talking to the captain.
Kind of all that we can get from him, it seems.
I think so.
Tell him to rest well. Please, please, please let us know if there are any nightmares that come creeping back. Also, like, have the ship's doctor, maybe be aware to keep an eye out within the crew as we travel back.
He simply nods, but he doesn't say anything else beyond that.
Alright, Elodine's all about leaving the medbay.
Yeah, as soon as we leave the bed bay, I'm like, so the doctor.
So the
doctor.
I mean, the professor.
Yeah, Professor. I think we might be actually okay to talk to her.
Yeah.
We could
Let's go.
open it up if we immediately feel like a presence and like we're gonna be just like, you know, back away, let it drop type thing.
Yeah.
You think we can do it? And
We
it
can
not drive us
try.
crazy?
I think that's the best option that we have.
Okay.
My other thought is sacrifice Tim Tam, maybe. Let Tim Tam be the one holding the sarcophagus
Is
lid
Tim
open,
Tam
and then
strong enough to open the sarcophagus?
What's the strength of Tim Tam?
Let me... No, feature traits. Where's my little homunculus guy? Wait, go back. There you go. His strength, it's a 4. He has a -3.
so no, not strong enough.
No, he's not very strong.
We cannot treat it like Gur.
No, he wanted to be able to hold it open.
Can you mage hand it open, or does it like, would magic interacting with it?
Just like
So
absorb
we're
it.
to find out.
What's that?
Who wants to find out?
To find out.
Oh god. Who has magic hand?
I don't. Zyler does not. Persephone does not.
I think Ezra. Do you have
Nope.
mage hand? Israel?
Nope.
Oh,
Wait.
never mind. I thought somebody
No,
did. So
I don't
maybe
think so.
that's not a great idea.
Can we try and copy the? No, never mind. I wanted to do the runes on the floor to keep it contained to try and copy that, but it was already pointed out that it was blood, so we're not going to be able to recreate it perfectly. Is there a way we're able to do it with like chalk or anything?
We can do it with blood.
It's so
I
magic
think
circles
it's
like
less that
that.
it's made out of blood.
It's
It's got to be made.
actually
out of blood.
everyone make an Arcana check for me
Okay.
to understand the system of magic circles like that.
I got 22.
22,
On a +1,
A natural
11.
natural 20.
11.
Me
So
too.
what'd you get?
11.
All right. So Teo and Elodine, you would know magic circles are half how they're written and half what you put in them magic-wise. The runes shape the spell that the circle's supposed to be about, but you need to know how much power and what type of power to put into them.
We're not gonna be able to.
So for
do
something,
this.
especially in someone in Teo's position being a warlock, they wouldn't just have that store of magical arcane energy to kind of feed into a circle also. Basically, what I'm saying is you need ritual casting.
Yeah, yeah.
Your spell casting ability needs to have the ritual casting in the spell description.
And the
Mine
one who
does
does that
not.
is Professor, who's currently
In
In
the
the
Inside of it.
sarcophagus. The long way to say
Cool.
that ain't gonna work, bub.
I
Alright.
don't know if rangers have ritual casting, and I don't know if clerics have ritual casting, but you are able to share your knowledge. So
I do not have.
Elodine, I just like kind of put my hand out there to be like, okay, guys, rock, paper, scissors. Except we're not going to really do rock, paper, scissors. We'll like roll a die.
I can open it.
Teo's just like, I'll do it.
this is taking
And
too
I guess
long.
I can
Yeah, it's a
I
Zyla
say
would
first
be ready to
Pickles, and I
open
say
as well.
Pickles, tackle me, and so slam jump.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Elodine is like kind of perched, ready to tackle Teo.
Same.
So you all gather around the sarcophagus. Teo, you grab it and you lift it up. And as you lift it up, there's a brief like blue glow of all the runes activated. And as you hold the lid, the runes fade away. You all sit for a moment, feeling, listening. As you look in, you kind of see Professor Anders. She is almost as if she's under some kind of like, deathful repose, a peaceful sleep. The artifact itself is wrapped in all the chains.
Yeah.
But you sit there for a moment, and there's no wash of madness, no wave of maddening energy that emanates from the sarcophagus.
Cool.
We
You're
don't
feeling that
feel that
at
like
this moment.
oppression.
Yeah, at this moment, the sarcophagus is working.
Kind of.
But Anders is there. She's in a very peaceful looking sleep next to the artifact.
Hey, Anders. You
She
awake?
doesn't. She doesn't stir.
Maybe
Oh.
you can pull her out.
Do we want to remove her?
I don't
Yeah.
even want to touch her.
I think she'll be
Really
mad.
She's
necessary.
fine. We didn't have the madness when we were on the other ship, so I think if we just pull her out, she'll be okay.
You know, she probably does need to go to the med bay.
Yeah, she at the very least needs medical attention.
At the very
Okay.
least, a glass of water.
Ezreal, with a quick look over, how do you think they're looking?
Yeah, can Ezreal check her out?
Yeah, Ezreal, make a
Yeah,
medicine
well-
check.
I will. Okay, that's a 22.
You look her over. Physically, she has no scarification that everyone else seemed to have. Besides she was described as a dark-skinned halfling, but you can see that her skin looks very pale and ashy. She has those dark circles again, and like the veins in her face are slightly darker, but not to the point those corrupted exploders were.
Okay.
She definitely looks dehydrated and malnourished. But other
Yeah,
than
we-
that, physically,
so-
she seems fine.
So she seems like in the process of turning into one of those explodey thingies. Like her veins are kind of blackish, but not yet. Is that what you were saying?
So the contact.
Yeah, so she wouldn't be turning it into one of those.
No? Okay.
Make an intelligence check for me, Ezreal, since you've been studying the bodies of these creatures, those afflicted by this madness more.
Okay. 18.
18. And it is a working theory right now, but you have a feeling that how this madness afflicts someone is extremely dependent on their personality and willpower. Those who were exploders probably had a very weak willpower. They probably were the bottom rung of the ladder, and their clothes and how they held themselves kind of confirmed that they were bilgers. They were the bottom row of the crew ladder.
Right.
Anders is an intelligent professor who has a lot of study in archaeology and a lot of study of these things. She has a very curious mind. So I have a feeling that even though those veins are blackened, she wouldn't become an exploder. She'd become something else if she succumbed to the madness. Same thing with
Okay.
Nichols, how he wasn't an exploder or one of those other ones, how he was an entirely different kind of being under that madness.
Okay.
Does it look like we can have Anders remove them, or like remove Anders from the sarcophagus without disturbing or touching the artifact or anything?
Yeah, it's easily done. You can unwrap the chains that she wrapped around herself to pull her out. The
I vote we
artifact
do
is
that.
still
It's,
chained
yeah,
up.
I will undo the chains around Anders
Mhm.
to pull them out, and then as well as like put the chains around the artifact a bit more. The extra chains
Yeah.
essentially, like do that, and then pull Anders out. Teo, do you want to close that sarcophagus?
Hey, before you do, can I like do a quick glance at the bag and the bag the artifact is in, see if you can make out like an actual shape?
Yeah, can
Make
we
a
actually like a look at
Investigation.
the artifact?
Give me investigation checks if you want to inspect the artifact a little closer.
Ooh.
I got a 7.
I got a 19.
Rolling. I got an 8.
All right. So, the artifact, the way it's wrapped, Elodine, you could definitely make out that it is a head. The way it's bandages, the way those bandages are kind of settled on it, it's a head.
That's a head, guys. That's a fucking head.
I bet you it
Where the
doesn't have
eyes
a
would-
mouth.
Where the eyes would be are actually kind of sunken in more as if there are no eyes.
How can he see if he has no eyes?
How can he speak if he has no tongue?
How can he sleep if he has no bed?
Oh, cricket.
It's like, okay, cool, it's ahead, let's close this thing.
Yeah. Close it.
You close
This-
it.
I have a feeling like this guy's just like a really cursed Build-A-Bear.
You just kind of put it all together.
So Anders is propped up on the sarcophagus, and you give her a moment. Do you do anything to rouse her, or do you wait for her to wake up naturally?
I think we should take her to medbay and not try to wake her up until
Like a
then.
makeshift, like a little like gurney thing to carry her on.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any, or like we can go get one or something, like, you know.
You find a way to carry her to the med bay, and you set her in a bed. Gaz kind of manacles her, just one of her
Yeah.
arms this time, because Captain Nichols is a very large fur bulk. Anders is a malnourished halfling. So she manacles him. Gaz kind of looks over. With your help, Ezreal, you kind of fuss over Anders, make sure everything's good. You give her the necessary things so you don't, overfeed her immediately, but you give her the vitamins and nutrients, etc., etc. And then some time passes as you're fussing over her, and her eyes flutter open, and she looks around, confused. Are we at Saber Court now?
Not quite. We're still on our way.
Why have you taken me out of the sarcophagus then? The madness that... She stops for a moment and she looks around. And she blinks. And she sinks back. You have it secured. Good. I wish I had a pen and paper so I could write notes.
I had her pen and paper.
Elodine pulls out her pen and paper as well.
Wait, do we still have like her journal stuff from like the ship?
Yeah,
Or is it,
you
like,
do.
Well, that's.
We
Oh,
kind
do
of
we
treat
have
her
it
like, here you go.
here?
Do you remember us
She-
helping us secure this? Helping us secure the
Yes.
artifact?
Yes, I did, but I wasn't sure if its effects would linger if it wasn't secured like this. I'm glad that the sarcophagus is a little stronger than the magic circle I put up. And she makes notes again. She has that very messy handwriting that seemingly only she could read. And she seems satisfied. She closes the journal, and looks at all of you. I promised I'd answer questions, and here I am to answer questions. But first, thank you. I wasn't sure the fate of myself and others on that ship if we were allowed to drift any further. I know you were just doing a job under Saber on the board, but regardless, that job is why I'm here alive still, and not succumbed to it.
What is it? Let's start there.
It's a head.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
ahead.
it is
I told
ahead.
you. How close did you get to it? Has it been wrapped up in that the whole time, or were you able to closer inspect it?
It's when we found it was in that cage, wrapped up. And when we brought it on board is when it became active, almost as if it was slumbering and us disturbing it woke it up.
Cage?
Mm-hmm. Do any of you speak Celestial by chance?
Probably, yeah.
I peek up a
No.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
If you inspect the cage closer, you'll see there are ancient Celestial upon it.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna have to check
Tell
out
me-
that cage.
How familiar are you all with the origin story of the Triacide Pantheon?
Pretty familiar, I'd say.
No
I
clue.
guess.
Yeah, Ezra, you would know it being a follower of that faith.
Yeah.
So, and Anders would go on. Yes, so you understand that everything was created by three primal forces, three primal gods. And they had a falling out. Too long to read of it all, they had a falling out. And their children, who they created, who you would call elder gods, butchered them. Specifically, the primal force of destruction. One that we call Astifor. He was cut into many
Metal, dude.
pieces. and scattered far and wide to never become whole again. I have reason to believe that artifact is a piece of Astafor. Obviously, I have no confirmation of it without further study, but that further study is, well, and she kind of looked towards Nichols and looks at the rest of you. You see that you've seen firsthand the result of that.
Everyone just kind of looks over at Nichols and be like, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, it's legend and myth, but every legend and myth has a kernel of truth to it. And
Do you-
unfortunately, this truth is this.
As Zyler asks her if she's able to recreate any of the celestial writing in the cage. Do we have the cage on their ship? Did we?
The cage
No, we
is
kept it
part
in
of
the
cage is part
cage.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cage is in
Um,
the sarcophagus. So.
I don't want to like necessarily open it up again.
Again.
Were they able to kind of like sketch anything out to sort of look and see if it looks any sort of familiar, or is it just
She shakes her head.
Okay.
I don't speak Celestial, unfortunately. Even though I'm an archaeologist, I am not one who has divine archaeology, I suppose you can say. I actually was planning on bringing it to one of my colleagues, but obviously that's not going to happen now. But yes.
Zylar is going to make a note to go look at the open the sarcophagus again to take a look to see if it can glance at anything at some point.
Mhm.
Not necessarily right now.
Right.
Like he doesn't want to disturb it. He just wants to look to see if there's any.
Yeah.
You might be able to just go inside of the sarcophagus and then close it and then look at it, and you might be safer.
Oh, it goes black.
It's real
in
dark
there.
in there.
There's nothing.
There
to be
is
seen.
I mean,
Take a
Haven't
lamp.
crawled in.
yeah, there are ways you can get around it. It's a little
Yeah.
convoluted, but there's certainly ways. You can bring a torch in there and hope the auction lasts long enough.
He
True?
is kind of dumb. No.
That's how Zyler
You've
dies.
already
not because
craw-
of that, but
crawled
he
into the
suffocates
sarcophagus.
Suffocates himself in
One.
a sarcophagus.
Well, what a way to go.
I think Taylor looks at the professor and goes like, "Do you have any idea why Saber Corp might want it,
She shakes her
or
head.
who would?"
None. All I know is the board had an interest in my studies, and they gave me a very substantial funding source. Which, if any of you are academics, you understand that you kind of don't look
Gotta go with-
closely at those who give you a lot of money to do your job. So, they wanted further information on these artifacts, and it fits almost perfectly into what I already study and research, so here we are. I've learned my lesson, though. If any corporation gives you a large sum of money to do research, don't accept it. And she gives a very dry chuckle at that.
Hmm.
Do you have
I
any-
kind of like I use my mind link to Elodine, and I go like, "Don't freak out, it's Teo." And I ask her how, if we need to, how to destroy it.
Yes.
I turn to the professor. You saw it was doing what it was doing to the crew, to everybody. Did it ever cross your mind to destroy it?
No, it did not. I understand where you're coming from. But if this artifact truly is a piece of Astafer, it is a piece of a primal god. Which means to destroy it would need powers of a god. I suppose you could throw it at a sun. Civilizations worship suns as gods, so
Oh, I don't
Oh.
necessarily want to do that.
Or you could bring it to an ancient dragon, and hopefully their breath is enough to destroy it. Who knows?
Okay, so for your case, it was so much as chose not to, but could not to at all. Anyway.
I don't think it can be destroyed through conventional means. It's most likely why the company sent you a sarcophagus to complete the job.
If my page could hear a very mental like scream, you'd be hearing it from Teo right about now.
Does Eladine hear it?
Yeah, can I hear that in the mind link?
Just kind of like,
It's internal
probably-
screaming.
It's like if you hear a scream from like a room over.
Like, huh.
My patron's gonna kill me!
You're hearing cuss words from his homeworld's dialect that you didn't know.
Yeah, I don't want, so Elodine's kind of like, so you should rest. We should let you rest. And, like, kind of wrap it up with, interviewing the professor.
She nods.
And kind
I
of, like, herd everybody outside.
As you're leaving, Gaz approaches you, Ezreal, and she kind of hands you a sheaf of paper. The test results of the blood sample you brought.
Thank you.
I
Yeah, blood
figured
sample.
you'd like to look it over.
I would.
It's concerning. And that's all she kind of leaves you with as she goes to fuss over Anders.
Okay. Can I take a look at it?
Yes.
Uh,
Do you look at it in your private, or do you share it with your party?
I'm gonna look at it in private.
Okay. So the blood matches the race that it came from. So you pulled it from a human body. It's human blood, based on the results given to you.
Yeah.
What Gaz pointed out as concerning is that there were trace amounts of a god's blood within it. As you know, being a medical cleric, god's blood is kind of this half-rumored substance. It's said to come from a god's body itself, but it has detrimental effects on those who are not of a celestial origin, like a human. Those effects, as the rumor and myth and legend goes, can vary from just straight up destroying the very body it enters to being caustic, so caustic it melts them from the inside out, or, might make them be explosive.
Ooh, okay.
It doesn't mix well with non-celestial anything.
Yeah.
And the fact that this seemingly normal, physically human had traces of God's blood within their blood is concerning.
Okay.
Okay. What Ezreal wants to do with this is try to filter the god's blood out of the human blood. Attempts to, at least. Eventually, it doesn't have to be now, but like,
Okay. Make a note of
Huh.
that.
maybe like a help from a tinker or something,
Yeah.
or an artificer.
Yeah, you can make a note of that and we can revisit that.
Yeah.
Because this is a med bay. This is not like a
Yeah.
scientific
Yeah.
medical
no,
facility.
exactly.
We got the tool for the job. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So, but yeah, so you kind of file away those notes and the sample. Gaz was nice enough to provide a vial that was magically enhanced to preserve it so it doesn't go bad or spoil.
Yay.
But yeah, if there's nothing else you wish to do on the rest of your travels for the rest of the 3 days here, we can say you guys can all hit your long rest. And you
Is-
can...
Xyler would like to see if he can make out any celestial writing.
Yeah.
And take a look into the open the lid of the sarcophagus. Just look at it. Just stare,
Make
and then
make
like
an
close it
intelligence. Make an intelligence check.
And-
And the only reason you're able to make this check is because you speak Celestial. So
Well, that's an 8.
it's ancient Celestial. It's hard. First of all, it's hard to read because the metal that the cage is made out of is worn from age. a very long age, so a lot of what is written is kind of hard to pick up. And on top of that, the little bits and pieces you hear or pick up is that you don't have the context clues to kind of figure it out, or this is like someone trying to read Latin.
Okay.
This type of celestial hasn't been used in a long time. Or if it is used, it's used by beings that are far more ancient than you can fathom.
Okay. I'd like to close the lid of the sarcophagus, make sure it's sealed up, and
Alright.
kind of
I could
think on
make
that.
an attempt.
Yeah, go ahead and make
Oh,
an
if you want
attempt,
to.
Ezra.
Yeah, we can both be like,
Yeah,
talk it out,
yeah.
just holding the lid open.
Yeah, no, that's also not gonna make it. That's a 10.
Oh, damn.
Same thing. Between the two of you, it's very hard to kind of read this. You have a feeling that Professor Andrews was right. She was trying to find a colleague who, trying to find the Latin professor to translate to the Latin that no one else can read.
Yeah.
Right.
But is there anything else anyone wants to do on the ship?
No.
Not really.
Duolingo practice and I don't know, just keep an eye out keep an ear out for any mentions of nightmares.
Yeah.
So, the final night of your travel, though, all of you kind of have fallen asleep. And you all find yourselves in a shared dream. You can all see each other, but you can't interact with each other. This hasn't happened before, not since you found the artifact. You are standing in a wasteland tinted red. You look up, and there is a sun that is black. Upon this wasteland, you see a throne made of blackened stone. And sitting upon that throne is a bundled figure who clearly is not whole.
Is it
Although
just a head?
there's nothing that can indicate that it has vision, that it has eyes. You can feel it staring deeply into your soul. And it speaks a single command. Find my pieces. Make me whole. And then you awaken to the sound of a dock bell. The sound of dock workers as a ship is being pulled into harbor. And your doors is open suddenly as Captain Blackwater walks in. You see all of you kind of like standing there like in a cold nightmare sweat. He goes, "We've arrived back at Rockabral. You all were asleep for a while. We didn't feel the need to disturb you, though."
Cool. Elodine immediately is like looking at her hand where she's already got that brand going on.
The infernal
And
brand.
kind of, huh?
The infernal brand from
Yeah, the infernal brand. And she kind of just like looks at both of her hands and like both sides and kind of starts checking her body over for like another marking of some sort.
There's, besides the infernal brand that 4 of you have, there's no other marking upon your body. Besides just having, the effect of a nightmare lingering in your mind. There's nothing else different.
Okay. Kind of turns to Teo and is just like, I was thinking that your patron was just jealous of like another patron and maybe that's why they wanted it destroyed, but maybe it should be destroyed.
It would help if he gave me a means to destroy it.
For sure. For sure.
Teo, actually, your amulet is heavier around your neck when you wake up, though. It's almost as if it is reflecting the emotional state of your patron.
Totally, I'm like, she's like, oh, he's pissed. He did not enjoy my passive aggressive.
Put the amulet on the artifact.
It was
Let them
actually
fight it out.
was actually heavier when you woke up before you made that comment about your patron wishing giving you the thing.
I kind of hold it, see if I can like glean anything else from it.
Nope, it's just heavier. It's that same level of cold though. But you guys pull into Rockabral. You are docked, and the ship that you were towing, tugboats have come and started bringing it to a breaking yard. Captain Blackwater has, you've discussed with Captain Blackwater what you wanted to salvage from the ship before it's broken down, and we can discuss that off session. What that is. But
For sure.
you guys gather your things. You step off the gangplank back into the Rockabral docks, ready to return back to Saber Corps and report everything that happened to Jonah, your boss, and perhaps consider Adam's offer about this job.
Oh yeah.
But with that being said, the session will come to an end. And before we all leave, with the conclusion of the listless surveyor and the first discovery of an artifact of this caliber, everyone is now level 4.
Hey.
Sick.
Yay!
Wonderful.
All right.
Neat time.
But with that being said, we are closing today. Thank you everyone for coming out and watching us as the mystery deepens, as more things are discovered about Astifor and other artifacts. As always, I am Zell, your DM and storyteller. You can find me at Zalora on Twitch or Joy.Fergs on Instagram. And with that, I will pass it back to Ezreal. Jace.
Hi, I'm Jace. You can find me where I want to be found, at Fernie Burns. Thank you. I'm gonna pass it over to Elodine.
So I am MJ Sparkles on here on Twitch and on Twitter and beyond. I am MXJosieD or MixJosieD, and I'll put my tags in chat. And I am going to be handing it over to Teo.
Hi, I am D. I am D Major Queer, literally on all socials. I'll just type it in chat. And yeah, pass it over to Xylar.
Hey, I am James. I play Xylar. You can find me on the internets at Evil Superpowers, all one word. That's gonna bring you to everything that I do, basically. It's for Briston, you can find her at Bry510 online on all that fun stuff. That's what she shared last time. And Cricket, we still need to get their okay to share their socials if we would like to.
Cricket is still rolling a very high stealth check.
Very high
He
stealth
is
check.
so stealthy.
Yeah, he's avoiding the nightmares, but they're still there. Yeah, with that, I'm going to throw it back to Zell if you want to take us on
Alright.
out.
As always, we are here every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Today was we had some technical difficulties, so we were an hour late. We apologize for that. But every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, come by and come see episode 4 when we go live. All right, everyone, stay good and stay cool in this heat wave. And with that, I think that's good.
Bye.
Good week, y'all.
Have a good week. See you next Saturday. Bye.